If you happen to be a young person living in Ghana, it is important to understand that we are all going through difficult and tough times, and your ability to accept this fact is going to help you know what to do to be at the safer side. So this video is particularly directed to students in Ghana and young people, who have ambition, courage to nurture generational thinkers who are going to be the source of hope for our land. If you are a student in Ghana, if you are a young person in Ghana, you don't need a Messiah to tell you that if Ghana happens to be a company or a legal entity, definitely we should be filing for bankruptcy. Yes, by now we would have been liquidating the country, supposing it happened to be a business. And so if you live in this country, you need to be very, 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 very careful, intentional, serious, and above everything, do whatever you can to outsmart the system. I'm not saying go and do anything bad. I'm just cautioning you of what is really happening so that you will know what to do with your life as a young person in this country. There's this level of, hopelessness on faces of people who are doing their national service, because they know definitely right after the service they are not going to get any sort of employment from the government, because that window has been frozen by the government, and private sectors are going through a whole lot of difficult financial troubles because of what is really happening in this country. And so if you are a young person, I just want you to know that this is the situation we are all facing as people in this country, and you can't be naive. You can't sit there as if that it doesn't concern you, okay? Because it does. That's the truth. It really does concern you. It concerns me, the people that I love. People have spent years, 10 years, 18 years, some 20 years or more, in the school system, only to come out with a degree and with no guarantee of getting a job that is even going to help them, feed themselves and their families. This is very pathetic. I understand that. But what are we now doing? Because we can't live our lives, in the hands of a politician or someone who, promised to change our lives, but along the line have deviated from that very vision, that very mission. So what we can do as young people is to think about how we can secure our own future. So what are we doing? What are we doing? I just want you to think through, this critically. Ponder, on all the things that I'm going to share with you, because it concerns us. What are we doing as young people? What are we doing? Nothing seems moving because the CEO of this country has lost the vision and has mismanaged the funds that is supposed to be used to run the country. Now we are seeking, for bailouts from external sources to manage our own affairs. This is not what we wanted, but it has happened. So what are we doing as young people? What are we doing? So if you are a student or national service person and you need an advice, this is what I can tell you. This is the best time to learn a digital high-paying skill. If it will take you 6 months, 1 month to master Forex, you must do it, because there's no option out there. If it's about smartphone video editing, if it's about graphic design, that you can do it and do it very well, master that skill and sell out that skill to people to help you earn a living, you must commit and do it. You must commit and do it. So whatever that you think you can do, there are tons of other things that you can do, okay? And then we are trying our best to come up with something that we know you guys can learn from and then take your lives to the next level. At least if all of us could come to a point where what to eat, where to sleep, and our family's health and everything is going to be okay, then it will give us that peace of mind to think about big projects that we would want to do to build our nation and then leave something significant for the next generation to come. Okay, so this is what I have to say, and I needed to pay attention to what I have just shared with you, because I believe that the future is in our hands. It is not in the school and the certificates and all of those. It is in our hands. And if we can become very intentional enough, then there's no limitation. Regardless of how bad the economy is going to be or how bad the government, policies are going to be, we will still survive. We will never beg to eat. That is the level I want all of us to come to. The confidence that regardless of what happens, we will still survive. That's where I want us to get to. So Charlie, we'll talk more. This is Coach Ben. You can follow, for more of such videos, and you can share this with your friends and loved ones. And I believe that if we put in the efforts, definitely we're going to be one day and say cheers. You understand? Charlie, we're going to talk more. Okay, bye for now.